Now we're going to talk about refocusing. And this is kind of like a state of worry. But what's funny about fear is when we're in fear, we're really good at blaming others because it reduces our ownership, right? And so when we blame, we're cool. We're good. No one's upset at us because not our fault, right? How many people have said, not my fault. I didn't touch that. Not my project. So when we start to hear language, especially among peers, this is so important with peers. When we start to hear language where people are judging others to protect themselves, they're damaging relationships and they're damaging the culture, and we have to address it. And this can sound like, what's taking him so long? Everything is going wrong. I'm the only one that can do this. I'm the only one that can get it right. This place, it's always something. I know you guys have either said those, heard those. Let's face it, we've all probably said a version of those. I know I'm guilty of it. But when we start to judge others, again, remember, go back to our number one way to expand our mind map. Get excited about imperfections. When we're judging others, that muscle gets too good and we start judging ourselves and creating our own fear. So if you hear someone say, what's taking them so long? And they're like frustrated, then I need you to say something like, what do they need from you to move forward in this project? What could you do to make a difference? You didn't say, go fix it, go get on them, go make it happen, and go tell them I'm mad, because that's what a lot of leaders do. You said something like, what can you do? What can we do together? You know, you're right. It is off course. What can you and I do to help it get back on course and help the organization? That's a great way to think about refocusing, not judgment and blame. Everything is going wrong around here. I love those big words, everything, always, right? Tell me what everything means to you. I love to ask that question as a coach. When people give me those big everythings, I'm like, what does that word mean to you? And then they're like, well, you know, it means this. Okay, how often is that true? Let's connect it. Is that true 50% of the time, 60? Oh, it's not everything. It's just some things. All right. So tell me what's going well with that project and what can we do to support it? Again, it's about getting someone out of blame and getting into ownership to move the organization forward. I'm the only one that can get it right around here. A little addiction to being right, which is a whole nother course that I teach around the addiction to being right. That's an executive level course. But what happens is we get a little addicted to our own achievements. And so we start to hear that around the office a little bit. So if someone's like, I'm the only one that can get it right, but they're not stepping in to help, you can say something like, what's a quick share of knowledge you can do? Like, what can you share with someone really quickly to help them move past this roadblock? What are they stumbling on? And what is your knowledge? How can you help them with your knowledge to get it back? Again, asking questions, getting people involved. So how many people have sat in judgment or heard their peers or their team or their bosses set in judgment and think, I can change that conversation with my language? If that is you, say yes in the chat. And hopefully you guys are getting some fantastic ideas on how to reframe. Hi, Emery, good to have you here. Francesca, yes, right, yeah. Fran, it's so good to have you here. All right, this place, it's always something. You know what, you're right, this project is complex. Let's talk about what you can do today to help see some wins. Happens all the time. So Jen, I have to remember to move nourishing conversation styles. That's right. Jen's been through a lot of our conversation intelligence training where we talk about nourishing conversations. And you're right, we've got to nourish more.